Hello there gamers, I'm Drakov, I play Salmon Run a lot, and we are back with another episode of Daily Salmons, where we play some freelance, usually low rank, but sometimes also high rank. Yeah, before we get into today's rotation, a quick recap of the previous one. So I did feel really good at the start of it. I played on day one, well, even being 1 hour behind because I did have to take a break for some reasons. Anyway, I got to 740 by the time I finished for the night. Was like pretty okay, I'd say. Of course, I wasn't happy with it because there were some really unnecessary wave 1 losses and stuff. But overall, this was my best pace on this map, probably. Then I picked up the rotation again on the second day, and things changed quite a bit, I have to say. I played for almost 4 hours, and in those 4 hours I got from 740 to 970. I was like, nah, I have played this enough, I don't need to get those 9s. Yeah, that would have required me to play after midnight if I wanna get... well... I was just like, nah, I've seen enough of this rotation. Yeah, it was definitely the kind of rotation where there was quite the difference between the start and later stages of the rotation. As you may remember, fish sticks have been a problem there. Yeah, fish sticks and eels mainly, both of these turned into the bane of my existence on the second day pretty much. Because people were just respecting them a whole lot less. Then of course also the usual backwater issues and some rush problems as well, you name it. Yeah, I feel like Maruna's play in particular, it just is a lot more fun when you actually players who know how to play the map and stuff. It's a lot harder on the second day. But yeah, knowing myself, I will probably try again in the future at some point. Yeah, I'm not making it a high priority for now for sure. Alright, let's get to the previous rotation. 3 weapon tutorials here we've already had, they're linked in the description, and here is the one that is missing. Right, the Dapple Dualies are lightweight dualie class weapons with pretty normal mechanics similar to shooters. It is short range, high damage. The range. This is roughly the longest you can hit. It's a bit spacey, but I'll get to that in a bit. Wait, it's always 40 damage per shot. This is actually the only weapon that has been nerfed between Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3. Used to be 45, only 40 now, which means damage per second, it's still very high. Higher than most weapons in fact. Not quite as high anymore. So the new numbers are 480 damage per second when strafing. Or... what is it? I have 600. 600 when rolling. That being said, just like not all dualies but most dualies, you do wanna just roll a bunch to get your DPS up against targets that do have big HP. Big shots come to mind, Grizzlers, Gorillas, kind of stuff. But do not sacrifice your mobility for it anyway. If you move, then you need to move, then go ahead and move. This is also significant for Goldie seeking, but on that later too. Right about the Lessers matchup, well, it's still a single target here. It acts in a similar way like Splish. Like it actually still kills them faster than various things that have area of effect. The Devils qualifies as area of effect pretty much. And you are not doing anything wrong when you are prioritizing Lessers highly in most comps, if not even all comps, honestly. Like, make it so that the weaker weapons can move and then they can kill the bosses and you'll do fine. General rule of thumb that I guess works nicely. Yeah, when it comes to killing bosses, of course, Dapples is really good as well. It is one of the trickier ones. There are multiple ways to do it. One is to roll at them with a good position, like roughly this. What usually works best is to roll sideways, like that way you do not usually mess up the space. like you get to exactly where you need to be, but to the side, and then this, if that makes sense. Because if you do like this, then something like this might happen, or you might just land close enough to the steelhead and just hit the shield. That would suck. Same thing if you're like rolling back, then you might be too far away. The sideways is the easiest. Then there's also a way to kill it without actually rolling, as you can jump at him, like this. This is actually really consistent. Like yes, it looks a bit shoddy, but trust me, it works. Just try it. Pretty easy. To some extent, you can even get around things that are swarming this dead on the ground. Although be careful with that, of course, like don't get yourself trapped. Make sure you can get out of the hole by having good paint and like the stuff only swarming this dead right as you're approaching and not already being there and stuff, you know. What would make sense. So other HP bosses, not much to say. Just the damage to them and they'll die. Fish sticks, you need to climb to deal with them. And since fish sticks are generally high priority targets, if no one is looking at them, then by all means just do it even with Dapples. Slow as it might be, but the thing needs to be gone. Just gonna come back to bite everyone later. Hangers, the annoying part is you do have to approach them. First you kill them as fast as you can kill them. Rolling, I believe, is a bit faster than strafing because rolling increases your fire by 1 frame. Which is exactly why rolling has higher DPS, by the way. 5 frames versus 4 frames per shot. There's some kind of slowdown going on with the sting up but knockout animation anyway. I do not know how that works. I also would have to answer that. Right. Should be all this. Let's get to Night Waves. First up, rush. In most comps, your job is to stay behind and protect the aggroed player from Goldies. You typically wanna roll instead of strafe, because you really do need that DPS. Chumps can, if the hazard is high enough, completely overwhelm you too. Like missed shots at close range from the spread here, as you see it. Just running faster than you can damage them. A rather unsafe weapon in Rush. I personally do not like it. Anyway, focus Goldies and get Chumps Dragless. You can sort of go ahead and filter with this if you really need to. Like if no one on the team is doing it. Yeah, ideally someone else is doing that. Right, Gorillas. This is pretty much the best normal weapon for Gorillas. It literally does it all. You can stun fast with this, you can DPS fast with this. Since it will die very fast, you can completely ignore small fries usually while you're hitting it. Then after you're hitting it, you can get all the small fries with your strafing fire. One-shotting them, as here. Like, they just have no chance. It's the easiest thing in the world. It's as if you are a roller, pretty much. Anyway, for how to set up the rolls, there are some things that you can do, like rolling against a wall to basically turret in place. This is especially useful on spawning grounds against the basket. You are sitting on top there waiting for the gorilla to approach, and then once it does, you roll against the basket. Hit it hard. And then for those maps where you do not have this kind of stuff, like Isokai, for example, like get somewhere sideways behind the gorilla and then you do this kind of thing, like shoot a bit ahead of it and your bullets should land inside it. Hard to explain and hard to get used to as well. I'm not good at it myself yet. But this is the general gist of it. Maruna's Bay, if you have a team that actually is confident at luring gorillas to basket, you can then do if not aggroed is, let's say this here is the basket, obviously. Gorilla is coming from one of the two lanes, you're not aggroed, you can stand like here, and then the gorilla is going like it's coming from here. It's going like this way. This is the way you lure gorillas to basket. And then do Dapples if you're not aggroed as you stand here, you hit the gorilla as it's passing, then you can kill it right here. And also do this with all other short range weapons. Yeah, I'm mentioning it here, just I guess. Okay, so that was Gorilla Rush. Another important one is Steaking. Try to stay ahead of the Goldie. And stay ahead of him and roll back and stuff. If you set it up really well, then you'll get the most damage per second. Whenever you stop staying ahead of it, then get out of the rolls and just walk and swim a bit. Don't roll anymore, but just fire. Yes, it will be lower DPS, but the thing with rolling is it's just gonna walk away from you really fast and you're accomplishing nothing but wasting your ink and getting into like standing still when that happens. The other thing you can do if there are like high ground corners where the Goldies is going around, or just corners in general, then place yourself roughly in these corners and roll there, and something like this. If you can like turret to Goldie around the corner, it's gonna do massive damage to it. Of course, requires some bit knowledge on the paths on maps and stuff. That can get you really high scores and really fast pops. The really high scores are the result of pops, of course. Yeah, always try to pop every single Goldie. Hopefully the team will help enough as well, because if it cannot exactly do it still, that makes usually the biggest contribution. Then Math, if there are no better weapons for it in the comp, then you can focus other lessers pretty much. But usually there will be something that is also really nice for one or two groups of them. Pay attention to the comp as usual. I've said this with many before. Mothership, you have short range, it's annoying. Pick some spot that is far away from the basket. Like get other Chinooks there, throw back eggs. Whenever lessers are getting too much, you can also cleaning them up. And since you're dealing a lot of damage to the mothership, it's helpful if you're back early and then just hurt. Right. That should be all the night waves. Dapple Dualies. Of the best normal weapons for sure, even the nerf. Okay, so let's talk about this rotation. It is an interesting one for sure. It is pretty strong for the most part. These individual weapons, Doublets is strong, S3 is strong, Tri-Stringer is also really nice. Then the Dynamo, I feel like it's a lot better than the old game in this game. They buffed its vertical flick, the armor cohooks to roll over. Has a better Stinger matchup if it really has to kill Stingers. Yeah, with mentioning the Stingers, we are already right at exactly the biggest problem with this rotation. It is not particularly great at answering Stingers. What can happen on ground so that is the Bermuda Triangles, as we call it, of Stingers, like one on each side. By the time you're reaching the Stinger on, say, far grades or something, at that time there will be a Stinger somewhere else and will already be hitting you. The Devils needs to get up close to kill them, Tri-Stringer needs to get pretty close as well if it wants to kill them like, with optimal amounts of shots. The 3 needs quite a bunch of shots and can get distracted by lessers easily, and Dynamo of course would also need to get close, and we know how immobile the Dynamo is and it would really prefer to not do that if at all possible. Yeah, stingers are slow with this comp. Only a high priority target for usage. Fish sticks could also be a bit annoying. It's not quite as annoying as with the previous base set. A Dynamo also really doesn't wanna have to deal with fish sticks. And just run them, but only for as long as that. I think the S3 and the Tri-Stringer in particular, they should pay good attention there and try to get them swiftly again. Like, you know, they can do it, but not under pressure, only when the coast is clear. Anything else to say about this rotation? Alright, I've read on SRS that someone has already lost a mothership, and it doesn't surprise me. No, there's Dapple Dynamo on the comp. It's a bit of a bad sign for mothership. You should, of course, still win this wave more often than not, don't worry about that. And when things are getting too spicy, don't be afraid to drop a special good value. Like even a reef slider. What could possibly happen is there are way too many lessers who cannot move and stuff. And just blow up the middle of this, honestly. Hopefully for people to actually move stuff. Yeah, that's just next. Then of course also the various specials that can ship itself the basket. And yeah, this comp isn't awful for mothership or anything. It just has two weapons that are a bit limited, like Devils with its range and the Dynamo with its map. I personally do actually like to use the Dynamo on mothership, but it is slow and that cannot be denied. You do have to know what you're doing with it, or else it's gonna be a good time for the team. Yeah, I think that is all I have to say about the rotation for now. Let's get games. If you find these videos helpful or entertaining, then I would much appreciate if you can leave a subscription, a like and a comment. It's completely free and it helps support the channel. Right, we are in the game. Go to. Probably a Westerner. Is that trying to look? Oh no, point in waiting for this, I just snipe it. Egg! Right, sometimes I just forget about paint. Well. Oh, I wasn't even close to having nothing. Yeah, you see Tri-Stringer and Tongue Twister here. Can get awkward there with hitting shots sometimes. Like in theory the matchup would be really good, but in practice can be a bit lacking at times. Oh, the smell fry. Chris splattered by smell fry, wasn't even the coag. Yeah, I tried to get away and... The Tri-String and the first wave without any warm-up. The weapon is good, but also technical. Need a bit to like into the things with it. My power shots for coax are way too short here still. Every time I'm leaving them alive for the not 400, it's like 380 or something what I'm dealing. I'm a little impatient. This is one of my biggest weaknesses, actually. Well, nice. Threat. This is also something you can only do with Dapples. Pretty much Dapples is pretty stupid. I guess I missed the egg. This happens a lot to me lately. I'm on top of the stick and somehow missing the egg as I'm dropping. I'll prioritize my safety here, extra problem. Just looking at this, I will. Extra speed. But I didn't quite have a good idea what to do next, so... Normally you would have. Really. I need one egg and... Never mind, we don't need it anymore. I'd have had it. Taking these and leaving. The cook didn't quite die. That. And get this in. Treasure and 5 skills that are not even counting towards a badge anymore. As they introduce like diamond or rainbow or some nonsense like that. Please don't. Right, it is rush and I have the dynamo. So we should be fine. Do that when I'm not even out of ink. Great. Ugh! Okay. So revive the guy, thank you. I'm not coming from the back. Probably? Yeah. Ah! Maybe now. It's like here. Maybe they aren't. But that repositioning I felt like was needed. When that happens, you just need to be on the ramp. Oh, wait, it's wave 3. Who did I think it was wave 2 again? I could have just refilled my ink with this thing. Really the best use of it here. Oh man. Classic first game being the hardest of the day. I'll catch you in the next lobby. Hope at least. The hardest. Right, we are back for the second game here, and our teammates are... Ripple has that level max badge, wow! That is a rare sight. Recognized, but yeah, they all do have it. Let's see how it goes. Because what I'm getting at here is badges do not good or bad players actually are. Anyway, since the hazard is low, we should be completely fine here, I hope, but I've had experiences where, like, not completely fine. A poor Dynamo friend there. Quite warmed up, it looks like. Why they didn't just roll there? Right, I do not need to reach slide here just yet, we can do this manually. And hazard level max, I'd strongly consider it. That'd be a lot more lessers. Players have died already. We've already... Look at that, now there's an injured there at the cannon. Dead. Got hit by the wave. This has slightly touched me. That's quota. Ah! Oh, dang it. That's the Dynamo here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Here again. That's the Dynamo, right? I've gone through some things this way. What do you know, muffins are tasty, Salmonids agree. Maybe it's the most first side. Sneaky, still at peak. Team. This. I think that might happen. There's a way to fix that. Need some really accurate execution. Practiced that yet. Need like more levels that are like after a turn except even harder in single player. Oh, ooh, quicksand. Like I was trying to paint my feet and they immediately got painted away and so I could not move. But that can even happen to Dapples. Angle of nightmares. Right, it's wave 3 again now. That's my specials. Get distracted by the game being too easy, use my specials. But I have Dynamo, that is... I've had Dynamo the last time too, but you know. Maybe there's more incentive to use specials. This is... You can actually combo vertical flick on eels with other things nicely. Even if it's good damage. That is my first special. No. Oh, I didn't get stuck in it. I did that for practice there, by the way. Like a tire hazard, I would just move out there and trust my teammate with it. Slow hazard here, we can fill around a bit. I know we are winning. Good. Alright, I'll roll this, I'll roll this. Dude, what is going on? Like shadow patch something here about the dynamo. Should just get stuck on that. Roll it dead. Has worked before. Hey, someone got the drizzler. Good job. As expected, that was a game. Double runs 9 spell. Well, still these badges, they do not mean the world. They are just there, you can notice them and that the next level. Okay, game number 3, what will we get? This got badges. Late into the rotation, but I guess it's Europe after work time. So many good players might still just be starting. I am. Right, hi to Dynamo. You wanna be doing a bunch of early in the wafers process. That's why I didn't like go that hard after the stinger. Okay, I offered it, but that's about it. I need something here. I can get this eel and around it. Thank you. I'm almost really good at lowering ringlets, but pulling them is annoying. Okay, we fixed it. Look at that movement to the stillet, and then immediately we move into rolling lessers around us. We can donate that bomb position. Roll again. Bounce are there now, okay. Oh, the jump wasn't far enough. I jumped too early. Dodged the green ink or something. Alright, nice wave break, thank you. If it was needed, but it was definitely working. And please, good. Go. Obligatory 1 death per game. Never change, I guess. Every time it's a stupid one too. Oops, and mouse not on me, but I've turned red by now. That is how much we need in a Coag. Not grab the egg. Was not 100 damage. A bit of a haste there. Yeah, there it is. Deal with it then. Get the car of you. You. Chip damage, I couldn't have done it without you. That. Coax from the back. more rain and then we could... Ugh! Like shit damage. Rain just started, get out here. Nine. A lot of Drizzler problems too. There's also something that... Oh, that's useless. Again, the Dapple Dynamo. We not like them. Then the Trace Stringer, it can be a little bit inconsistent at dealing with the Torps. You've in that wave too. Nice. Like, we do not need 3 players at the cannon, I'm out of here. I can deal with this Stinger just fine. Looks like it might be targeting me. Away you fall. Might not revive him. There's another whale. Favorite wall. Need like X, this cannot get away. This rain is dang it happening. Wave break helps, but this rain definitely doesn't. Alright, you see what the problem here was? People stepping on each other's feet at the cannon. They just killed each other there. We need exactly 1 player there, not 2, just 1. And it's less aggro there and it's more manageable. Whenever they're getting bullied too hard, they can leave with it this way and then I can come or something. Yeah, well, helped us really nicely here. To get at least these stingers answered. Process anywhere. Let's fail this. I think I missed both of the fish sticks. Nay. Just barely. Oh, 45 actually. I should have tried harder. Could have gotten even better time if I just ignored the damn fish sticks. Because they weren't actually impacting the fight right there and they never would have impacted it. Joke's on me. Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. This is a really good drop. No hazard too. That was the 3rd or the 4th game, I forgot. It was the 3rd. Okay, let's go for another Cohozuna, I guess. I'll see you in the next lobby. Right, so here is how we are doing this. I am gonna try to keep the team that I'm getting now. Look at that, more gold badges. Ah, a lot of gold turf for badges there. Not so much Salmon Run. There's some Salmon Run still. I've seen Big Run, I've seen 9 badges. Yeah, the rigged matchmaking still holds up. Hopefully the games will be just as good. Or better. Hey, that is Makoto again. noticed. Presumably he has some meter, because it didn't feel like there was enough time to get another thing. I've taken a break hit on map rotation to make sure I wouldn't get removed from the lobby. Trying to get the second kick with. Ah! I did not see someone was going for that. So just threw wherever. I could have thrown right, there was nothing stopping me from doing that. It was technically a mistake still. So you're here. I have this. The wave. I'll paint here. Actually running out of... Just want the stemfish steak. There we go. I got it. When the wave is won and we're not overfishing, then of course I will target some bosses. Interested in. Because one of my was really killed. The other was Flopper, Flyfish and Big Shot. That's actually really common for most people, but yeah, not for me. Leave them a lot. And people just also steal them a lot, that as well. This damage and then move for the stinger. Maybe a bomb is just the way to kill them the fastest with a tri-stringer. Ah, can't save you. Revive works in the bomb. I moved the wrong way, no. What was I thinking? Nice. Got another one. Anyway, go. Just move right instead of trying to move left. Over there, that's a close one. Right, Dapples. Springer. Go. Yes, that's because I can. Baits with eel. Have to wait so I could get an egg then. Wow. They're getting taken. Works. Wait, what? Where's the fish stick? Ah, there it is. Guess it had to be this one. Keep wasting time to searching when I don't need to. The Drizzler would protect me, but... like, oh, nice hitboxes. Like, I need some protection here. Actually deal with this. That's a flop I'm probably not killing. Doesn't contribute to control. We are desperate need for some of it. One more hit and I'm dead. Okay, healed. Threatening missiles there. Ugh. I did not mean to get hit by that sham, I just did. Right. Right. I think I've died exactly one time in every game now. That still holds up. Every time was... And I'll see you in the next... I'll hopefully be the same. The same it, in fact, is. Let's go. Considering that we have only one tutorial here, like if the lobby doesn't break apart, I will just go for the second king. Game statistics. Yeah, it should not be the 6, right? Unlucky. I'm found there. Considering I'm already here. Oh, I hate when that happens. I'm not really contribute to that. But I should be fine, we have the dynamo. Dapples. It's not there. Oh, hey. Okay, there's a small Goldie. Dang, the pub has infected and failed. That is high. Is it here? Wait, what? Ah, then it's here. Only be this one. Changed connections from S2. Effect right here. I close to basket. Animal was not on position. I have a charge of 55 anti-ground seeking with a third Goldie pop. Power of Dynamo. And there. Well. Just seeking weapons. Hang up, please. I got most of the letters. Got 2 now. A bomb and then that's it. And for new things like this. Oh, that was not a weak click, alright. Got me covered. Good friend. Got this big shot. Okay. That. I'll just get away here, don't wanna get built up by this car. Ugh. Now I have time for you. parrying everything else here. Oh my. There is some stuff going on here. Let's just run here to the best of my ability. Animal patience. It was actually quite a good support weapon, just in a very different way from like their cover. What it does is actually clear area around teammates, instead of protecting teammates from a distance. Protect the flanks so that the dynamo may not die from behind. But I'm almost out of ink. The crab is good. Leave the crab alone, Icar. And I can handle that. Use them at some point, so that will do. This is a search that I'm definitely doing. Give me this big shot. I think I didn't get it, but that was fine too. We do need to play at least one more game. Yeah, things are going well, obviously. The angel reminds me of someone else. See you in the next lobby, which will be the same lobby probably, hopefully. Yep, we are back at it as expected. They're making these cuts just in case that people even will get cameraed and stuff like that. For the editing. Let's see. Is that right? Rolling the gorilla there, that's something you can do on grunts. And sometimes fall down there. When you do that. I'll be more careful this time. Compass probably like super busted for overfishing if you can manage the stay waves well. Look at how fast the gorillas are dying. Was not intended. Gorilla wasn't quite close enough. Okay, it's there already. I need to like get out. That is once again not close enough. I guess we're not getting a nice go due to these mistakes. That's my obligatory death. Fortunately, Dapples wasn't thinking to go here with Malfries. And you've seen the potential right there. That was a lot of fun. Get yourself a nice coordinated team and then great time here. Should be fine. Is next. Myself. Oh. Here, this gets it to basket faster. Something you wanna do first from the red ducks. They do not go like standing now. Slows them down. The detail about the map. I have nothing else to do, I'll get this. Since I stopped that Drizzler by doing that, I will also execute that right here. The power of the Dapples. And let's not have the slit here. Well enough is. I'm using egg thrust to kill some of them too here. With a high DPS weapon you can consider that always. But that is just wait till you're saying it. Too high at night. Let be. Rush. This big round have 5% on the dynamo and I know how to use it, so that is good. And worst weapon here. Actually no, Trace Ring is the worst weapon. And this actually not great for Russia, just as the dynamo. I refill my ink with a crab. And the dynamo. Goldie's a bit. Side. Oh! Missing jet. Only 2 death game, I guess. Ah, 3. That was a really weak position. Don't get behind me like that. I'm weak, I'm weak, I'm weak. And there he is. Nice. He didn't need long. I just hear disconnect, please don't. Be spicy. You know, everyone's just here. Don't I hurt them? They're just locked to there. No? Yeah. Oh! Oh! This again. Third time this happened. One day I'll remember. Oh no, the smart box too! There goes our 13 scales. Hitbox jank. Or at least 12. The tilter. One day I will learn, but that day I guess it's not today. Okay, it's a good drop to 3 silvers, thank you. My death average is, I guess it always is now, rip me. Oh, 5 even. Counted 4, that was actually 5. Ah, the pain. Oh yeah, that will be that. Rotation is really fun, and I'm a little bit sad that I do not get paid more, but I cannot justify it with my schedule. I'll be back. The next one that and 2 for the Hydra, of course. Yeah, thanks for watching and see you.